I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 136, Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. Released exclusively in Japan in 1997, this game was developed by AKI Corporation. Shoot. Well, here it is, folks. The first big mistake of this challenge. Allow me to explain. So this game is a reskin of WCW vs NWO World Tour, which we played all the way back at game number 28. Basically, this challenge includes 394 games in total, which are the 393 games listed on the Wikipedia page for all N64 games, plus 40 winks because it was finished in 2019, so I included it as well. Some of these games are reskins of another game, and we've encountered this a few times in this challenge already. Wave Race 64 and Wave Race 64's Shindo Paktao Edition, Beetle Adventure Racing and HSV Adventure Racing, FIFA Soccer 64 and J-League Live 64. You get the idea. Normally I play these reskins back to back and put them in the same video, so as to not have basically an identical video get released at some point down the line. This is one I missed, and it sucks. I do believe after realizing this, I found all the reskins after looking over the list again. But anyway, what are we going to do with this one? Well, I don't want to waste your time, so I will direct you to the WCW vs NWO World Tour video if you haven't seen it, which I've linked in the description. Otherwise, there are some differences worth talking about in this game versus that one, so let's get into it. The first difference is the amount of wrestlers there are to choose from. This game starts you off with 6 leagues to choose from, as opposed to just 4 in World Tour. I believe these additional characters are mostly UFC fighters and boxers, but there's not a ton of info out there as to who they are. Wrestlers like Diamond Dallas Page and Randy Savage are unlocked from the start, rather than being secret characters. Also, apparently you can play as Mike Tyson in this game. At least that's what I'm reading on GameFAQs. Another difference is when you finish a match, it gives you a scoring screen showing how well you did. I don't think it's really relevant to beating the game though. It's just how well the crowd liked you and your variety of moves, stuff like that. I was playing as this guy named Masked Danger, and once I won the WCW Championship, I fought against Andre the Giant instead of Diamond Dallas Page like before. I think there's a bit of a weight mismatch here, but oh well. This game plays just like any other, and that by far the best way to win is build up your spirit meter until you have special, which you get by pumping up the crowd. After hitting your opponent enough, they will start to have blood all over them. I can't find any blood footage in my playthrough of World Tour, so I imagine they removed that for the American release. Also, if you don't like the Japanese names, you can easily change them to the English ones for easier reading. Not only that, but you can change everyone's costumes, which is not a feature in World Tour. It's wild seeing how different a game that is nearly identical can be. Alright, this is a weird video, we're in uncharted territory here. Just like in World Tour, to beat this one I had to beat the champion road for all leagues. I already did it for WCW, and here it is for, I believe, Neo Japan Pro Wrestling. This unlocks a guy named Inoki. Next up was the Empire Wrestling Federation. I don't remember seeing these punching combos in World Tour. Sometimes when you grapple someone, you get into like a boxing stance and just punch them until they fall. I also like how colorful this ring is. I won the Empire Wrestling Federation title, which unlocks someone named Giant Baba. Maybe someone knows who the heck these people are, because I sure don't. Next up, the World of Universe title. It says I unlocked someone named Gracie. Maybe that's supposed to be that famous UFC guy, Royce Gracie? After that, it was time for Dead or Alive Wrestling. Winning this title unlocks Terry Funk. It seems a few people watching knew who this guy was, so maybe he's kinda famous. Either way, I kicked his butt. And finally, there was the Michinoku Pro Wrestling League. Winning this title unlocked some guy named Dos Caras. Well, that's all of them. But I went the extra mile and even did all the tag team belts, because why not? They just unlock some more wrestlers, plus you get a little belt icon above the league when you go to select it. Tag team is very frustrating because when you try to pin the opponent, the other guy will run in and break it up. Ugh, so annoying. After winning literally every single belt, I was done. Oh wow, the credits actually ended up playing after that. Turns out that wasn't going the extra mile, but it was needed all along. This one didn't have that ridiculous gauntlet league where you have to beat every wrestler in the game back to back without losing once. That's really nice. I hated doing that in the other one. Well, anyway, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. It's sort of my journey to beating Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. Look, this is a weird one, alright? I'm uncomfortable. If I could go back in time, I would have played this immediately after beating WCW vs NWO World Tour, but well, here we are. I hope this was still at least somewhat entertaining. Like I said before, I believe every reskin has been accounted for by this point, so this should be the only video of its kind. Since this is nearly the same game, I gave it the same rating as World Tour, a 5.5 out of 10 for enjoyability. However, this one felt much easier, so I gave it a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Have a sneak peek at the next game. So there are 254 games on the list. Could be any of them. 3, 2, 1, go! 120? What's that? Oh, you can't see this. It had to happen, guys. It had to happen. We are playing Mahjong Horoki Classic. The 4th Mahjong game of the challenge. Is this the last one? Well, if you look directly above Mahjong Horoki Classic, you will see that it is not the last one. This is 4 out of 7. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.